I've got great news to share with you as markets are pumping on the SEC's response to Judge Torres. Got a reason why everything is green. We're going to talk XRP price action because it appears no one's going to appeal and this thing is done.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
What's up? Well, I'll tell you what's up. Things are pumping across the board, but your comments come first. Drop me something hot, something spicy. If it's naughty, you got a darn good chance if you get it shared down below, and maybe I'll share it in the next video. Not a patient person says, how is it over? The price is not over $1. This is fucking bullshit. XR Prepper says, could there be other forces continually keeping the price suppressed? Thank you, Klaus. Well, thank you both. We also had a bunch of you watching the live streams, and Stefan says, damn right I was one of the 1,000 viewers. Much love from Antwerp, Belgium. Keep it up. I appreciate it. Gonna answer those questions and more next because we've got good news. A response from the SEC. Have you ever been kicked in the nuts? Well, if you haven't, the SEC is gonna describe how getting kicked in the nuts is a good thing. Yeah, seriously. Bitcoin's sitting at 59,660. We're getting back to that 60,000 mark. Still some fear in the markets, though. We're not as optimistic as we were a little bit ago. ETH 2576. Sol gonna get the ETF next. Sol sitting at 160, climbing back close to that 180 mark before we saw the action hit. BNB up above 500 with XRP up 22% in the last 24 hours. Got XLM sitting at 10.1 cents, only at a 7% pump, but hey, still good, right? All right, so this is how this all played out, okay? Torres did the ruling, 125 million in penalty. I've got doggies all over the place on the floor. But anyways, 125 million in penalty and saying, hey, look, just don't do anything naughty anymore. Okay, easy, okay? Now, Brad Garlinghouse comes right out and says this. We respect the court's decision and have clarity to continue growing our company. When he says we respect the court's decision, that is Brad saying, as the CEO of Ripple, yo, we are not going to appeal. This is them being very professional. I have to applaud this move here. This tweet was very well constructed, very well done. Him saying we respect the court's decision means Ripple will not be appealing. People are talking about the SEC, but now Chief Legal Officer from Ripple also echoes this. Listen to this. This is very strategic. What does he say? He says this, we respect the $125 million fine that the court has imposed for certain historic sales to sophisticated third parties. He's essentially saying the same thing. We are not going to appeal. Well, our gal from across the pond, yes, Eleanor, if you watched in the live stream, I said, hey, the one gift I could give to you is giving you a source that is fast on this action. Homegirl has got it down, okay? I will have her Twitter information linked down below in the description. This is from Eleanor. Shout out to her. I reached out to the SEC for comment on the Ripple ruling, and a spokeswoman gave me this statement. This is freaking awesome. You ready? The court granted the SEC's motion for remedies, including an injunction barring Ripple from committing additional violations of the securities laws and a significant monetary penalties totaling more than 12 times the amount that Ripple suggested was appropriate. So essentially right off the bat, she's saying, look, Ripple, we won. We won because, Ripple had to pay 12 times more than what they suggested. So the SEC thinks they won. They're not going to appeal, everyone. This is freaking great. As the court found, the fact that Ripple has shown willingness to push the boundaries of the order evinces the likelihood that it will eventually cross the line. The court also addressed the egregiousness of Ripple's conduct and noted that there is no question that the recurrent, highly lucrative violation of Section 5 is a serious offense. As a court after court has stated, the securities laws apply when the firms offer and sell investment contracts regardless of the technology or labels that they use. So essentially the SEC is saying, look, if you do anything wrong though, we are going to tax that ass. So they're saying in the first part here, look, all right, we're happy. We got 12 times more than what Ripple suggested. This is awesome. This is a win for us. But then they say, look, you stay within your lines. Now, is this hinting at RLUSD, Ripple stablecoin? You think the SEC would go after them for that? They're like, all right, cool, yeah, we'll drop it when it comes to XRP primary sales and so forth, but we're going to get you for RLUSD. All right, let's keep reading. This response from both sides shows that they feel they got the better of the deal. This is from Eleanor. Ripple is celebrating because the fine was $1.75 billion less than what the SEC originally suggested. Remember, the SEC asked for $2 billion. That was reduced by 94%. The SEC is celebrating because now Ripple has to pay 12 times the amount it originally suggested, and the judge agreed that the firm had violated securities laws. Remember when Ripple clapped back and was like, yo, F you, we could pay you like $12 million and just get the hell out of here? Based on all of this, I feel an appeal of the remedies ruling from either side is unlikely. I think it's more likely the SEC would appeal the July 2023 ruling now that final judgment has been reached. And the final 2023 ruling she's referring to would have to deal with secondary sales. That is the concern I have right now, that if they give Ripple the pass, does the SEC then go after secondary sales and go after the retail holders? So as an XRP holder, we might feel a sigh of relief, but if they appeal that, mess. But as of right now, it sounds like the SEC and Ripple are cool with the remedies phase of this. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that there's no freak, appeals being filed here, because the market is back in the green, and I'm talking about the entire market. XRP is sitting at 61.4, and let's get to that price action. So a lot to unpack, and if you have questions, stuff like that, just comment them down below, and I'll make sure I cover as much as I can in the next video. Okay, here's how this played out yesterday. We watched this break. We got a live stream fired up fast. And when I say we, because I mean, it's like we do this together. Like, you think the live streams are cool of just me like talking and pointing to shit on the screen? No, it's with you too, because like you're doing stuff in the comments. There were people answering each other's questions because I couldn't get to everything. I mean, this is a team effort. So shout out to all you. So we watched this live yesterday, and we saw that initial rejection at 64 backed up by a 64.3. All right, seems to be that 60's the floor, and we're running into some heavy pushback here right around 62. 62 cents seems to be where we're pushing back. Now, we are getting some more pump action from the rest of the market on the positive news of the SEC, which is good. Now, the market and the pump here that you're seeing is very muted, okay? And a lot of people have been asking, why aren't we mooning bigger than this? Like, what's the deal? We still have the Middle East, which is a mess, right? We still have, Kamala Harris gaining popularity here vote-wise, and that screws us up because if she, lets Gary Gensler do what he wants at the SEC, all right, cool, maybe XRP is done. They're done with the rest of their case. But what about the rest of the market? See, that wouldn't bode well for the rest of the market. So there's a lot of factors here. Middle East tension, right? Ukraine and Russia action, Ukraine doing a counteroffensive in Russia. I mean, there's a lot going on. But I'm honest with you, and I'm going to give you my honest thing right now, okay? So let's go big screen. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely shocked that there wasn't more with the price action. A lot of us were thinking, hey, this is the time where XRP starts moving. Now, granted, it is still early. Things can still move on the way up. But seriously, this initial hit was nothing compared to the Taurus hit of 2023, and that pumped up XLM even further, and this didn't even have much of a ripple effect to the rest of the market. So it was like, oh, okay. And I think that goes back to expectations versus reality and the questions that you have regarding price suppression. And look, there was a lot of volume that happened yesterday, but for all those buys, there were sells too. Lots of sells in that 62 cent range. I mean, like tons of volume in that 62 cent range. Between like 61 and 62 cents, there was tons of selling. So yeah, that means people exiting out of these positions as well. But, the money on the sideline, now that we've got the court thing done and hey, maybe we're going to be cool with the appeals here, you would think money from the sideline would shuffle in, and you're not seeing it yet. So this move is very different than the original move in 2023 with Taurus and her initial summary judgment. So, yeah, disappointed. I think that would be fair to say. From a legal standing, I think it's a win. I mean, hey, it sounds like both sides got what they wanted. Cool. Gary, you asked for $2 billion and you only got 125 million. Okay, I mean, I guess you could be happy with that, but you take a 94% cut. I mean, yeah, I guess that's cool, but yeah, we were expecting more though. on this hit. And now, you'd sit here and go, okay, don't appeal because this opens the door for Ripple IPOs, which a lot of us would get into. A ton of us watching would get into, and I would love covering that as well. But this hit was underwhelming. Really, really underwhelming, and especially after the FOMO buildup. If you think about it, the FOMO buildup got us like 63 and change, remember? And then we went on the way back down. And that's exactly where we saw our resistance when we were pumping yesterday. And it's a letdown. That really is. But I want to hear from you. How do you feel about it? I mean, I know it's not over yet, but how do you feel about the initial move on the price action with Taurus and her judgment when it comes to penalties? Let me know down below, because I'm about to stretch. Choo-choo bitches. I'll catch y'all later.